Hello everybody and welcome back to Emily's Upcycled Home. Please shop my items on Facebook Marketplace with the link in the description. Follow me on my business page for updates, reels, and new items. Like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell for more DIY videos. Let's go ahead and jump into project number 1. And we're going to be working on book stacks. Now I already put some molding on this side with some paper clay, and I'm going to create these books to be sold individually. I'm going to come in with some fusion paint in the color Cathedral Taupe, and I am just going to add one coat to these books. Remember, fusion paint does have its own sealer built in, so we don't need to seal these as well. So after I come in with the first book, I go ahead and repeat that process for the same book. Now for the first book here, or one of the books, I'm coming in with this little bunny image, and I'm going to put that onto the front. Now this picture is from Etsy, and I did print it on cardstock, and I'm just trimming it and making the corners a little rounded there. Now I come in with some Mod Podge here, and I just put it on the back of the book page here, and then I go ahead and add the top surface. Now I'm not going to Mod Podge again over it. I just don't want to do that. I just want to keep it as is with just the paper and just go ahead and really seal in the backing and the corners. And I'm going to put this aside to dry, and then we're going to work on the second book, which is going to be this Santa here that I'm trimming out with the little town in back of it. Now doing the same process and rounding those corners and trimming it to fit the book stack, well, the single book here. And I'm just going to come in once again with that same Mod Podge and go ahead and attach the front photo to the backing of the book. Now I'm coming in with just the IOD stick that you rub your transfers on with, and I'm just smoothing out that picture. Now because I want to bring in some of that blue or greenish tone that's on here, I'm going to come in with some DIY apothecary, and I'm just going to lightly add that into all the molding here, going with the design of the molding and just adding that. And then you're going to see me just use my finger here to kind of rub that into the spots that I want and take off the excess and smooth it out. And I'm going to go ahead and do that to the top of the binding around the picture, and then we're going to go ahead and add that same DIY apothecary to the back here. Now I just go around the edges here on this book page or this binding here, and then I'm going to come in with some DIY dark wax, and we're just going to add a little bit of age and a little bit of variation and tones to this color, coming in first with that molding on the spine, and then we're going to go ahead and repeat that process of coming in around the edges of the book. And on the back, we're going to come in a little bit heavier and a bigger brush and just go ahead and rub the little dark wax that I have already out onto that page and a little bit over the top layer of the picture as well, just to age that up a bit and not have it so bright. And then we're going to come in here and do the pages as well, and make sure you blend this very good. And then we're going to just come in with some twine here that I have, and I'm making a bow, and you're going to see me come in with a little bit of hot glue just to tack everything down here. And I'm coming in with just some Christmas tree little stems here, and I believe a bell, and then we're going to come in with a handmade tag, and we're going to add that all to the front here. And once again, I'm just using my hot glue gun to glue all these pieces in, and there goes on the little bell that I found in my stash, probably from another project that had bells on it. And then I'm going to come in with that same cardstock, and I'm just going to cut a little piece of paper here so that I can just write Merry Christmas and make a little tag that hangs off of here. Now if you want to print this out, you can. I just didn't want to get up and go to my printer or my tablet. So I went ahead and just wrote Merry Christmas. And I come in with some ink because I try to come in with some distressing ink, you guys, and you guys know I use that a lot. So my little ink pad has run out, and I'm trying to use whatever's left in there, but you know, I'm have to go in and buy a new set of those distress inks. Now here for the second book, we're coming in with the winter rabbit design, and I'm coming in with that green color that's in the pages on the top page, and I'm going to add that color to the spine. And it's very similar kind of look to the apothecary with this grayish green color. Anyway, it looks like in the picture. But I'm going to go ahead and do the same process and do the borders and come back in with that dark wax, age up the piece a little bit, and then we're going to come in and add our embellishments. And I thought I was going to go with the ribbon, but lace ribbon, but I decided on just some twine. Now I was looking for some little metal pieces to go in these edges, but I came across these little faux beads here, or bedazzled things, and I come in with just some hot glue and glue a little dot onto the piece there and glue my little bead there. Now you saw me trying to put that glue on the backing of the bead. That would have been a disaster. I would have burned my fingers up so bad. But here we go again, adding that little twine bow, and then we're going to add a little sprig of greenery. And I'm thinking I wanted some wood elements hanging here, but they didn't quite work out. So I just come in with this little key here, and I believe I purchased this at the Dollar Tree. Can't be positive, you guys. There's so many things in my stash. I'm going to come in with this fusion. I don't believe it's called black. I'll go ahead and put the picture up here. I can't remember. I think it's like charcoal or something like that. But I'm going to come in here and put that down as my first layer on these little elements here. And then we're going to go ahead and add the green. And then we're going to layer up with some more of that taupe color here, just to like just dress it up, and it's not so dark with the black on there. And here we go, adding in the key. I'm not sure if I want to look for something else to hang from here, but for right now the key is doing its job. And I come in here lastly with that taupe color, once again layering it on top of those little elements. And we're going to let this dry, and there's our project. Oh, the last thing here, I'm just adding a little tag just in case you want to give this as a gift. You can write something on the backing and give that out. For project number 2, I lost some footage here, but we're going to come in with some spindle pieces and some cameo molds. Now I made these cameo molds out of resin, and I taped them down and glued them down overnight so they're on there. And to warm up your resins and have it mold to your piece, you can put that in the microwave for about 30 minutes at a time, just so you can warm up the resin and heat up the piece so that it bends around whatever piece you want to work with. Now I'm coming in with that same Cathedral Taupe by Fusion Paint and the Fusion paintbrush here, and I forgot the name of it, but I'll have those links to buy the Fusion products in my description. Now I'm just putting, I believe I put 2 coats on those spindles pieces, but now I'm going to come in and we're just going to go ahead and stain our wood rounds here. And these wood rounds are 4-inch rounds from Hobby Lobby, and I'm coming in with just my mixture once again. That's black paint, brown paint, a little bit of water, olive oil, and water. And you can just mix that up to the tone that you like. I don't really have a measurement here for you guys, but I'm going to have to make some more. So hopefully I remember to kind of give you guys a measurement of filling this jar up. And I'm just going to come in and we're going to do the front and the back. And I'm not wiping off until I get all of them completed. And then I'll come in and wipe that off because I really want that paint or the wash to kind of really absorb into that wood piece. Now, after I add this onto here, I come in to add another variation later on, but right now we're going to go ahead and see those little spots of creases that I didn't quite get my resin into all the way. I'm just going to come in with some IOD paper clay and kind of just smush with my finger and fill up all those gaps and all the gouges, or not gouges, all the little spaces that I don't want showing up when I put my second layer of paint here. And you, once again, this is IOD paper clay, and you can use DOS clay as well. There's other products, but for right now, I think the IOD is coming in as my favorite so far. Then we're going to come in with this dark wax, once again from DIY Paint products, and then I'm just going to go ahead with a brush and layer that into all the little cameo parts, especially in the back where I want the lady to be a little bit more pronounced in the front. So I'm deepening the tone in the back, and then you're going to see me come in with that distressing ink, and I'm going to add that into to give that a little bit of a kind of rusty little tone there. And then to highlight the lady even further, because she's kind of fading in and blending in, I come back in with the antique white, and I go ahead and add some white variations to that piece to highlight the lady. Now here I'm just coming in with my dark wax and my little blending tool here, and I'm blending into all those creases of the spindle so that we can deepen that tone there and add a little bit more variation in color. Even though these colors are very muted and very similar, you know, it adds some definition and some little rustic elements when you blend in like the different shades here. Now I'm just layering up until I see the cameo mold the way I want. Like I said, with that antique white, the same distress inks, and as well as the DIY paint products with wax. So I go ahead and add some wood glue to these, and then I add the wood round as well to the top, and then I nail them with my brad nail gun. And once again, to add a different variation here, more color tones in that wood, I come in with the DIY dark wax and blend that in. We'll let these dry, I'll nail the tops, and then we'll show you the finished results. For project number 3, I had this little jar in my stash. It has a pretty design on it, but you know, it's pretty messed up, and it had polish and other things on it. So I'm going to come in with my sandpaper, and I'm just going to give it some texture on the glass here so that the paint could stick to the glass since it's such a smooth surface. You can also use Mod Podge, you can use a sealant, you can use you can spray paint your bottle first, but I went ahead and did this method since I had my sandpaper there. And I'm coming in here with the first coat of the layer of bare chalk paint, just to give me like a little primer and a blank surface to put my second layer of paint on. I'm still trying to use up this bare paint, you guys. I can't get myself to throw it away, but it's close to almost being thrown away. So here's our piece with that first layer, and then we're going to come in with that same cathedral taupe color in the fusion. And I'm really liking this color, you guys. So you might want to, you're probably going to see this a little bit more with that soft muted tone here. Now, there is our bottle all painted up, and I believe I only did one coat on this piece. Don't quote me on that because I'm not positive, but I'm going to come in with the IOD candy cane transfers here, or what is it called, Christmas cottage, something like that, I can't remember. And I'm going to go ahead and use these little berries and hollies, and we're going to transfer that onto just that little blank surface in between the texture of the bottles. Now I trimmed it to fit into that piece, following the lines, the grid lines on the paper, And then I'm just going to leave the back blank. That way you can flip it once the season's over and have just that plain bottle look. Now I'm coming in with a DIY dark wax and a brush that has some remnants, the clear wax, and a brush that has the remnants of dark wax. So it's highlighting a little bit of that dark wax with that clear wax. We're going to apply this, and then we're just going to go ahead and come in with a paper towel and wipe that all the excess off of the bottle. And that will seal our transfer in, and that'll give our paint another coat of sealer. And then I found this little branch here of greenery from a tree, and then I stuck that in there. And here are our finished products.